The goal of financial freedom, that's what we're all shooting for, right? Well, in this video, I'm going to talk you through why you're never going to achieve financial freedom on your current path. And at the end of this video, I'm going to introduce you to the method that I personally have used to create financial freedom for myself by the age of 27. So make sure you stick around for that. And if you want more free videos and free content that's going to help you create more financial and time freedom in your life, then please do make sure you smash the subscribe button, drop me a like, and feel free to ask me any questions in the comments too. So now we're just going to dive in, and I'm going to explain to you why the current situation that you're in is never going to result in true financial freedom. So let's just say that you're making $3,500 per month, right? And let's just say that, that's a pretty decent wage for, most people who are working a full-time job. And it's pretty much above average, there or thereabouts average. Now, let's just say that from that $3,500, you're able to save $1,000 per month from that monthly wage. Now, the average passive investment, property, stock markets, these kind of things, typically pay people between 1% and 8% per year, right? So if we know that investment, if like a passive investment, like property and the stock market, for example, are going to pay us 1% to 8% per year on the money that we have in those investments, then we can do some quick math and we can work out, I have actually calculated this before, my math isn't really this quick. We know that it's going to take $375,000 at the minimum. This is to say that we find an investment, a passive investment stream that we can put money in that's going to pay us really on the high end of 8%. Typically, it's going to be somewhere in the middle between 1 and 8, but let's just say you find one that pays you 8% per year. So we need $375,000. Quick maths again here. If we're saving $1,000 a month, it's going to take us 375 months. It's about 30 years, right? This is going to take around about 30 years. And that's 30 years of not going on holiday, 30 years of not doing the things that you want to do, because you're putting every single penny that you possibly can into an investment that pays you 8% return. So in theory, it's going to take 30 years to accumulate $375,000 in a passive investment that's going to pay 8%. That's then going to enable you to replace your income from your job, leave your job, and be truly financially free. But every time you put money into that investment, each year that goes by, it's obviously going to compound out. So let's just say, for argument's sake, that it's actually going to take not 30, considering the actual return on the investment, it's actually going to take, 25 years. Now, again, this is 25 years of scrimping by and saving every single penny or cent that you possibly can. Now, I don't know about you, but when I was working full-time jobs, I couldn't save this amount of money anyway because I didn't earn enough. And I sure as hell didn't want to spend 25 years living a really frugal life, not being able to go on holiday, not being able to go out with friends, not being able to treat my family, not being able to, spoil my son, etc. But this is the reality that most people face, and that's if you're lucky enough to be able to save $1,000. Now, let's just say that you're only able to save $500 a month. Well, it's going to take 50 years, double 25 years, it's going to take 50 years for you to achieve the goal that we need at an 8% return to replace your income. Right? And this is why that if you continue and you keep doing what you're currently doing, that you're never really realistically going to get to the place of financial freedom. So what can we do about it? And how can you actually be confident that what you're doing is going to result in financial freedom before you're too old or retired to actually enjoy it? Now, a quick disclaimer, a lot of the numbers that I've used in this example are literally hypothetical, right? They're just to demonstrate to you why most people are never really going to actually achieve financial freedom unless they start changing the way that they think about investments. Now, I'm about to introduce you to an investment strategy that you can learn and apply and use right now that has given me a 2,000% return over about 4 or 5 years. A 2,000% return i.e. for every £1 I put into it or $1 I put into it, it's paid me 20 back. And this is not a passive investment. You are not going to find a passive investment that pays you this kind of return. So how have I done it? Well, I know and learn and understand that when you're first getting started out in investing and you want to create true financial freedom and financial independence, we've just been through the numbers of what you need to do to get there with passive income. Now what you need to understand is that in order to get to that goal of, say, $375,000, again, example, hypothetical number, it's gonna take 25, 50 years typically for the average person to actually get there living very frugally. So what's the other option? What can you do? Well, the best thing to do, and the thing that I've done, is increase cash flow. Right? If you can increase cash flow and you can actually afford to save $10,000 and put $10,000 per month into a residual investment, into an investment that's going to pay you a passive income, it's only going to take 3 years or so to actually achieve financial freedom through your passive investments. Because if you're saving $10,000 per month, you're saving $120,000, you're putting $120,000 per month into an investment. It only takes 3 and a bit years to hit that $375,000 goal to achieve financial freedom. Right? So, you know, when I first learned this and I first started thinking about this, my mindset changed completely to right now, with very, very low amounts of cash flow that people typically have, you know, the average wage typically is, it doesn't give you enough to actually put into passive investments for you to achieve financial freedom anytime soon and enjoyably, right? Because you're gonna have to live very frugally to do it at all. This helped me achieve financial freedom by age 27, is you can look for active investments. And an active investment is where you invest, you know, in something, you put in the work, right? You put in the time, it's meant to be a clock to represent time, you put in the time and the effort to learn new skills, to improve your value in the world, so that other people, other businesses are gonna pay you more than what you're currently paid in your full-time job. And using this strategy, and then obviously once you've actually learnt those skills and developed those skills, you then have the cash flow of, say, you know, again, hypothetical numbers, you then have the cash flow of, say, $10,000 a month that you can afford to put into passive investments, and you're going to get to your financial freedom goal just like I have in a few years. Now, this is never going to happen on your own. This is never going to happen without getting the right help, coaching and mentorship. How do I know? Because if it was, you would already be at your goal. You would already know everything that you need to know. You would already have the skill set that you need to have to achieve the excess cash flow that you need every month to hit that goal of financial freedom. Now, if you are sitting there now and you're thinking, you know, that's right? If I really have a goal of financial freedom and I keep doing what I'm currently doing, I'm never going to get there. If that's you and you've now had this epiphany and this realization that you need help to increase your cash flow, you need to learn new skills, you need to start a business, you need to get financial independence and a scalable income that can actually pay you based on the time and the effort that you put in, not paid hourly, not paid on time, but rewarded for the time that you put in to learn new skills and get good at them, then you can book a time by clicking the link below this video to speak with one of my business coaching team, one of my senior business creation coaches, and we can have a chat and see whether or not we can help you increase your monthly cash flow by starting your own digital ad agency. This is something that you need no previous experience with, right? Anybody can do this regardless of what background you've got, regardless of whether you've got a full-time job. There's no huge, massive startup cost like there is of opening a shop or buying stock for an e-commerce store. This is about investing in yourself to learn new skills. It's about applying yourself and the time that you have to increase the cash flow that you've got in your life so that you can achieve financial freedom faster or at all compared to the current path that you are on. If this sounds interesting to you and you want to find out more, click that link below this video, book a time, book your free business startup session with my coaching team below. Hope this video has helped you. Make sure you smash subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.